Hello friends, it's Paneling. We're back. I haven't done one of these in a while. It was the first series that I put up on the channel, and then I did a bunch of fan art stuff. But this is something that I kicked the channel off with, and that I always wanted to return to, and I wanted to return to it a lot sooner actually. So I'm glad to be back. We're doing a One Piece panel, so all of my tangents will actually be on topic. I've gotten a couple of requests to do some Doflamingo art, and I think that probably those people were looking for me to do like a fan art piece that was in my style, and we'll do one of those eventually. The problem being that I'm currently reading Dressrosa in the manga right now for the first time, so I'm limited a little bit on my Doflamingo knowledge. But I really like this panel. This is from One Piece 694. This is when Luffy and crew are causing all kinds of problems in Fishman Island. Is it Fishman Island? I can't recall exactly. Anyways, Doflamingo is off-site. No, this is Punk Hazard. I'm sorry. Yeah. Luffy and crew are causing all kinds of problems on Punk Hazard. Caesar Clown calls for backup, and Doflamingo shoots across the water like Spider-Man to come and mess stuff up. So that's what this panel is. That's the context there. One Piece spoilers abound, probably, if you are not caught up. But I am on chapter 739, so if you're past chapter 739, you're in good shape. Anyways. Here we go. This is paneling. So remember, the point of this show is we're trying to reproduce, not a one-for-one reproduction of the panel from the original, but something that just kind of captures the techniques that were being used to make the panel and the composition of the panel. So I am going to do my best to draw my own version of this, and I'm going to talk to you as I do it. Now, I'm not really sure what the best way to do the canvas is. I'd like to see them side by side, right? By the same token, this is really horizontal, so I need to be able to see the whole thing, but also I'm going to have to put this up on my extra monitor, so that I never lose sight of it. You might lose sight of it occasionally, and for that I apologize. But we'll, of course, be showing you many different shots of it. Alright, so begin as we always do with shapes. And I'm going to eyeball a panel. That's really thick. Just to give myself some boundaries to work within. And it's not going to be identical, but I have determined that I don't need it to be identical. Of course, I put that on the wrong layer, as is my wont. I will say the one thing about this show that nope, still nothing. I get to talk about craft the entire time while I'm doing this show, which is good, because I feel like I have maybe more to say on that front than I do on certain others. Alright. Big minging head. There's a hand down here gonna get cut off. Long-limbed. The other reason I want to do this one is because it's got a weird perspective, and there's hardly any body in this shot, right? Actually, get rid of that for the moment. So the focus is on two hands and the head. which really in a lot of cases are kind of the most defining features of a character. We really want to make sure that we have the head, and the composition of this is like, we got a triangle going, right? So we want to reproduce that triangle. And I could trace it, or I could also bring my triangle that I drew in the original panel, I could bring it down. I don't want to do that because this is, this is not me trying to do an assembly line or do a big production. This is me trying to move my microphone so that people can actually hear me. This is me trying to learn technique, right, and be able to reproduce stuff freehand. So I'm not taking shortcuts. I really want to dive into how the panel is constructed and how to make it work, to try to drill something into my brain that I can use later on. So we're gonna ignore the limbs for a while. Because they're really not important. And I love the intensity in his hands. There's this thing that I'm trying to learn how to draw. And it's another part of the reason why I picked this. Why I picked this panel. But to carry the tension of somebody doing like a really tense hand movement, to see all the tension in the muscles and all the way that the hand is contorted in my little shot there, I want to be able to bring that to the page. I'm getting pretty good at the way a hand is constructed in terms of drawing that anatomy, but I want to take the same things that I've done with like eyes and apply that to other parts of the anatomy. So I'm pretty good at doing like really intense emotions through eyeball movements and eye contractions and contortions and brows and whatnot. I'd love to be able to also show that with the hands. It's like the way that we express ourselves is done differently through different parts of the body. And Doflamingo is a great design. I'm always gaga for Oda character designs, but Doflamingo is particularly somebody I've been excited to get to in the manga anime. And I've actually heard my hands are too big. Fix that in a minute. I've heard, I don't want to say mixed reviews of Doflamingo as an antagonist, but I've definitely heard some certain things that give me pause, and basically I think that it kind of boils down to he's too vanilla as an antagonist. He's just a bad man who is strong. And I also had somebody describe him to me as just Crocodile again, but slightly cooler. So I'm gonna reserve judgment until I finish the Dressrosa arc, but so far he's a real bastard. I don't know. What One Piece villain isn't a real bastard? But Doflamingo in particular seems it's like there's nothing worse than a rich boy who is also a powerful baddie. Trying not to get too bogged down in the details right now. Just need the basic shapes. He's got, you know, it's like my gut instinct is to make him pointier than he actually is. I have to go back and check out some snippets of the anime at some point to hear the Doflamingo voice. A long time ago, I asked my buddy Darren Vaught what would be funnier, One Piece quotes said by Tim Robinson, or I think you should leave quotes said by a One Piece character. And Darren came up with the idea of Don Quixote Dan Flash Mingo, which is Don Quixote Doflamingo, but he goes to Dan Flash's. Every shirt there is exactly his style. I'd love to get more context for that joke. Heads. I'm making everything too big. That's cool because I have the power of computers and I can just shrink it down. There's nothing wrong with working big. And I've actually been kind of chastising myself a lot lately because I work. I've expressed this in videos before that I'm kind of frustrated at how often I work in thumbnail, and it's like I got this big screen, I can blow it up real big and get in on the details, but for now, since we're just trying to make sure that we're looking at the panel for the composition and everything, I'm gonna give myself a pass. See what I'm saying about how I'm making the chin too pointy though? Oh, Doflamingo, how do your glasses work? Kind of like that, I guess. They're almost feather-like, aren't they? I like his general aesthetic and look. He gets described in the story as being like the Prince of Evil. That's like literally his title as Warlord of the Sea. He's like, oh yeah, that's the Master of Evil, Don Quixote Doflamingo. To me, there is nothing more amusing than like a governmental body recognizing, like, oh yeah, that guy over there is categorically evil. That's our guy right there. And I remember when I was a kid, George W. Bush describing the axis of evil, and me as a child not really understanding that was, propaganda, and I thought that was like something that the enemies of America got together in a coalition, and that was the official name that they gave themselves. And I remember being like, why would you call yourself that? Why would you let people know that you're evil? Idiotic, I know. Everybody needs more forehead. We really do have a certain Spider-Man quality to what's going on here. I wonder if that was intentional. Questions for next time. Hey, thanks for joining me back on Paneling. Format's going to be a little bit different this time around. We are going to try to do some shorter episodes that you can potentially watch one in a row. More than one in a row instead of doing the big long 1 hour ones. So hopefully that's something you're cool with. If you prefer the longer format, let me know and I'll consider going back to it. But just in terms of having an update for every day, I got to chop things up into smaller pieces. So it makes it a little bit easier on my life. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back with another episode soon, diving more into this piece. Hey, we got some pretty good progress today, actually. We got the triangle, we got some hands, we got a head going on. It looks a lot like Spider-Man. Not bad. All right, hey, stick around for the plug, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot.